Young, light rush for Atlanta. Bryce Young steps and throws. He's got it to McMillan.
Guys, preseason this game, bro, like what NFL was like when they're doing this. But yeah, for this Monday night, Thanksgiving, like bro, last game before Thanksgiving, honestly not that bad of one. With that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Fun NFL. Please like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Monday Nighter, as we do have the Panthers and the San Francisco 49ers going off for this one, as both these teams come in off of pretty darn important wins. One from team, I don't even know what to start with the Panthers. We'll talk about it in a minute. But yeah, both these teams have coming off pretty decent games. First of all, for the Niners, prior to their win last week, they had a pretty tough game against the Rams, in which their defense, also the last time they were home, gave up 6 touchdowns, and they couldn't really keep up, as there was a point they were down 21-0 to start that game. Couldn't really recover. That was also the last start with Mac Jones. The second start, their last game, only the third start of the year for Brock Purdy in his return, as he has not played since week 4 here against Jacksonville. He threw, 3 touchdowns. They were able to blow out the Cardinals 41-22 on the back of a lot of turnovers, and thanks to a lot of Cardinal penalties. They are now 7-4. They now have more wins than they had all of last season, and they're looking to get off to a pretty decent pace here, as they now next week have a pretty big game. But on the other side, for the Panthers, they are 6-5. They have won, 5 out of their last. What is it? They start 1-4. No, they started 2-3. They've won. Well, they started out 0-2. So let's say they won 6 out of their last 9. That's nice. As they have coming off an insane game from Bryce Young, in which he bounced back tremendously from that terrible loss to the Saints. What was the final score of that one? 17-7. Last week, though, he threw for 450 yards, broke a Panthers record passing, and again, got them this win. This is the first time they are over 500 through 11 games since back in 2018, and if they win this game, it'll be their best record through 12 games since 2017, which was the last time they made the playoffs. For the Panthers, though, again, depending on what the Bucs, there's a chance they can win this division, but these next 2 weeks are against very good teams. They have the Rams next week at home. Those are tremendously tough games. They need, again, if they're going to make the playoffs, these are 2 games they're going to need to win. And also not lose games to the freaking Saints, bro. Like, what are we doing? But anyway, their last 2 games on the road, they have won. Well, in a pretty dramatic fashion. Maybe before that, too. I'm just not thinking right. No, yeah, they've won 3 on the road straight. 3 straight on the road, so yeah, okay, they're in a pretty decent spot there. Nonetheless, the Panthers have not traveled to San Francisco since 2019. They literally play only every 3 years. And, not technically, but you get the point. 2019, though, they lost 51-13 in a game that proved the Niners were way better than they were. They were 4-2 at the time. That was in a week 8 game, if I'm not mistaken. And they played back in 2022. That's when Baker Mayfield was, again, his last start with the Panthers before, or he started a different game, whatever, though. The Niners won that one 37-15, so the Panthers haven't really been the most competitive with the Niners as of late. With that said, though, this game will be at 8:15 on ESPN. No ABC this week. ESPN Deportes and the ESPN app. You need something else for that. I think ESPN2 and Peyton and Eli have this as well. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Lisa Salters, Laura Rutledge will be calling this game as well. Usual ESPN team for this thing. Again, we look at the standings for both these teams. The Niners it's going to be tough for them to win the division. They do have a win against every single team in the division, though. They've already swept the Cardinals. They are 4-1 in the division, which is a crucial fact for them. But again, the Rams have, again, more likely than not, again, at least a game lead here. And then the Seattle, again, that we'll figure out that, because they do play again the rest of the season. Speaking of that, who are the Niners playing this week? Browns, big game for sure. That's my bad, guys. For the Panthers, though, yeah, like I said, there's a very decent chance they could be leading the division after this week. We'll see what happens, though. For the Panthers, though, offensively, oh no, my bad. Good look at the weather first. 51 degrees, clear skies. It's about as perfect as it gets for again December. Actually, even better for the Panthers. But for Bryce Young at quarterback, he will have to have a pretty big game here today. I don't think he's going to be able to go out there and, I don't know, throw for 120 yards and expect to win. Rico Dowdle has not had a kind performance treatment by defenses the past couple weeks. Chuba Hubbard has not been the guy that needed him to be this season. Ted McMillan is by far the best receiver. Xavier Legette's coming off his best game of his career. Jalen Coker has slowly integrated himself back into this offense. Hunter Renfro's also on this offense. Obviously, Jimmy Horn Jr. there as well, who hasn't really got a ton of playing time. Tavion Sanders, Tommy Trumbull with that monster 54-yard game-clinching catch last week. Hayden Mays, their center's out. Austin Corbett will get the start as he has gotten bumped out with starting spot where Chin is all playing outside his minded guard, and Caden Mays being a good center. Damian Lewis, obviously, is a high-price left guard. Robert Hunt, I think he's out for the season, right, with the ACL? Yeah. It was torn biceps. That's what it was. Again, I got to keep remembering that, guys. I'm not locking like that. Taylor Moe and Lee McConnell, obviously, they've been tackles for a little bit now. At the very least, I mean, Taylor Moe's been here since, like, what was it, 2016, 2017? He's been around a minute. 2017, all right. Defensively, Christian Roseboom and Trevin Wallace are both out. Tershawn Wharton, you expect a lot of him. Nick Scorin, who really hasn't had a good rookie season so far, he will be off the edge. Both defensive tackles are healthy, which is huge. The depth will definitely be tested off the edge. I mean, Bobby Brown is not an edge rusher. Don't get that confused. DJ Wanham obviously will be there. Princely Anunaman, who has been a little bit more efficient as a pass rusher than Nick Scorin so far this season. Defensively, though, Joe Smith-Wade is going to be challenged a lot. We'll see what he can do. J.C. Horn's coming off not the greatest performance. The rest of the secondary is healthy. Ryan Fitzgerald, Sam Martin at kicker and punter. Moving over to the San Francisco 49ers, Brock Purdy making his first home start, again, second home start of the season. CMC, Brian Robinson Jr. are in the backfield. Jawan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall, as well as DeMarcus Robinson. Kendrick Bourne, also a receiver. Expect all those guys to play a decent bit. Brandon Ayuk, if you didn't already know, his 2026 contract guarantees were voided. Again, unlikely to play for the Niners after the team. Okay, so he's not playing the rest of the season. All right, we'll see what happens next year, I guess. But he hasn't really played since. Guys, realistically, let's be honest. Brandon Ayuk last year played in, what was it? Like, 4 games last year? Like, how many games did he play in last year? 7. He played like 6 or 7 games last year, but like, he literally hadn't played he hasn't really played since 2023, if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Because in 2023, he had the contract issues and all that crap, and he didn't even play that much. So, yeah, very bizarre thing that happened to him, because he was like one of the best receivers. Say best receivers in the league, but he was one of the more productive guys in the league in terms of, again, yards per catch, very explosive throughout his career up until that point. Again, 2020 first round pick, if I'm not mistaken. But George Kittle, Luke Farrell are at tight end. Jake Tanius is also there. He'll get out there. Kyle Juszczyk, obviously, their big-time fullback. Offensive line is completely healthy. Defensively, though, Tana Bethune for the second straight week is out. That means third-string linebacker Curtis Robinson will start. Already knowing Fred Warner's out the year. Robert Beal Jr. is doubtful. Keelan Farrell, my guess, we get definitely a couple more snaps. Obviously, Ken White's already getting those. Bryce Huff needs to step it up. Sam cannot pronounce your name. Is not doing too bad. The defensive tackles obviously are really just there to stop the run. Luke Givers also questionable. Nick Martin would probably get the look if he does not go. Secondary, the corners have been playing well. Malik Mustafa's gotten better and better. Jairek Brown is just kind of out there, as well as Upton Stout. Eddie Pinero's out at kicker. We'll see what they can do there. Thomas Morstead's their punter. Sky Moore, John Weeks round things out there as well. That is all I have for the Niners. And then for how I see this game playing out, I'm going to put this game in a must watch. Usually I would not do that for a game like this, just because of the fact that neither one of these teams are exactly as legit as you want them to. Niners, because obviously they're so banged up, and they will be the rest of the season. And also because for the Panthers, I mean, like, I don't even know where to start. They're just not a team you can take completely seriously when they're playing games, losing games to the Saints. It's that simple. Cool. There's a chance you beat the Niners this week. I still can't take you seriously. If you beat the Rams next week by 40, maybe we can talk. But other than that, like, I don't trust this Panthers team. So that is where I kind of see where this must-watching might not come in. But it is a big game for both these teams. Huge for the Panthers because there's a shot they could be leading the division after this game. So I just got to keep that in mind there. But for how I actually think this game is going to go, I'm going to say the Niners put up a lot of points in this one, and they have a very solid game. I think Bryce Young won't play completely bad in this one, but won't do enough to win this one. I'll say he'll at least get to 200 yards, but I'm going to say the Niners win this one very comfortably, 38-17. Again, Panthers 3 straight road wins. Again, no one thought they were going to win in Green Bay. Look what happened. And Bryce Young only had to throw for, what was it, 55 or like 60 yards that game. But guys, the Niners offense in Santa Clara is a much more, again, surefire thing than whatever the Packers were throwing out that day. So I'm going to say, again, 55 points. Again, that's definitely over on the over-under. This game could definitely be close at some point, but I do think the Niners are going to close this out really well and have a big-time offensive day, especially in terms of the point column. 38-17 is my final prediction for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the game. Hope it's a little closer than I have the prediction being, but we'll see what ends up happening. Again, last game before Thanksgiving. I'll see y'all for the recap of this tomorrow, and as well as the power rankings, because again, Thanksgiving's coming up right up, and that's when I'll release the playoff picture. All I got from you guys here. Hope you guys enjoy the game.